Questions this morning about a teenager who claims to be a satanic serial killer responsible for more than 20 murders. Investigators are now saying that her story cannot be verified. Here's ABC's Mara Schiavocampo.
Miranda, did you really kill 22 people?
Tuesday, 19-year-old Miranda Barbour briefly met with local officials in Sunbury, Pennsylvania, but she did not provide any information about her shocking claims of being a serial killer. In an explosive jailhouse interview with a local newspaper last week, the newlywed and young mom confessed to killing, quote, less than 100 people in several states, starting at just 13 when she joined a satanic cult, saying, quote, when I hit 22, I stopped counting.
She looked at me, dead square in the eyes and said this so matter-of-factly that if I were in law enforcement, I would take it seriously.
And they are. Authorities in California, North Carolina, Alaska, and Pennsylvania have already started looking for any evidence to verify those chilling claims.
Our investigators have been in contact with law enforcement officers from other states and with the FBI.
Barbour and her husband of just 3 weeks, 22-year-old Elytte Barbour, are being held without bail. Police say the couple murdered a Pennsylvania man they lured on Craigslist simply for fun. This week, Barbour's attorney reportedly filed paperwork asking she be spared the death penalty. Officials in Alaska and Pennsylvania note that so far in their states, they have not been able to verify any of Barbour's claims. She'll be in court again for a pretrial hearing next week, and we should note that both Miranda Barbour and her husband have pleaded not guilty to the Craigslist murder.
Miranda Barbour claimed that at the age of 13, she was involved in her first murder, which was a gangland-style execution that took place in a dimly lit alley somewhere in Anchorage, Alaska. Allegedly under the influence of a leader from a satanic cult, she shot a man who had failed to repay a debt. During this time, she was already grappling with a heroin addiction and becoming increasingly involved in the cult's activity. However, her life seemed to take a different turn when the court ordered her to live with her uncle in North Carolina, and it appeared as though she might return to a more normal life. It was in North Carolina that Miranda met Elytte Barbour, whom she would later marry. Together they made the disturbing decision to plan a murder in the hopes that it would strengthen their bond. On November 1st, 2013, at the age of 18, Miranda Barbour placed a Craigslist personal ad seeking men who expressed resentment towards their spouses. It didn't take long for her to receive a response from Troy LaFerrara, a 42-year-old man. They agreed to meet on the night of November the 11th, and they had a prearranged signal. Miranda was to utter the phrase, "Do you see the stars tonight?" At which point Elytte would emerge from his hiding place in the back seat and subdue the man. As planned, Elytte placed a cord around Troy's neck and strangled him, which Miranda then unalived him more than 20 times. Afterwards, they disposed of the victim's body in an alley, cleaned the car, and celebrated with a dinner outing. Both of them were apprehended by law enforcement the following day. While in prison, Miranda made an astonishing claim. She stated she had killed more than 22 people in various states. However, these assertions were met with skepticism, and few people took her claims seriously. So did she commit all these crimes?
Elytte, Miranda said she killed 22 people. Do you believe her?
I plead the fifth.
Do you think she's being honest?
Who's to say?
My, that's Elytte Barbour reacting to questions about murders his wife has admitted to committing months after the murders. His wife, Miranda Barbour, is now telling a newspaper she has no regrets. Tonight, reporter Andrew Spencer tells us why Barbour says she should be kept where she is, behind bars.
A woman accused of luring a man to his death says she's killed dozens of times before.
I said, what's the actual number? And she said, under 100.
Francis Scarcella, a reporter for the Daily Item in Sunbury, Pennsylvania, finally got his jailhouse interview with Miranda Barbour on Friday. He says Barbour floored him with claims of killing dozens of people starting when she was just 13 years old, with victims in Alaska, Texas, California, and North Carolina.
I said, Miranda, you know, as you sit here, do you have any remorse whatsoever? And she said, none.
The now 19-year-old Barbour and her husband have entered not guilty pleas in a separate case. Police say the newlywed Barbours just wanted to kill someone together, so they found 42-year-old Troy LaFerrara through a companionship ad on Craigslist. In November, LaFerrara's body was found in the backyard of a home in Sunbury. Police say he had been strangled and stabbed 20 times. The last number dialed from his cell phone led police to the Barbours. Scarcella says Miranda Barbour claims to have only killed those she considered bad people. The self-proclaimed Satanist claims to have killed fewer than 100, having stopped counting at 22.
You know, you can take all of everything else that she said in the interview, and you can take all of the numbers that she threw around and all of that out. But the more surprising thing to me would be the fact that she said that if she got out, she would do it again.
Whether Barbour's claims of killing dozens of people are actually true, it's hard to say. Investigators say they're looking into it. I'm Andrew Spencer reporting.
Miranda Barbour also says she just wants to stop living a lie and that it doesn't matter if anyone believes her or not.